Hey there, everyone. We are back with some more comics I read this week. We've got 4 books again this week. Start with the expected one that everybody knows is going to be here. The second half of 52. So this is episodes, issues 27 to 52. Um, Good. This was a good book overall. Good ending. Good. You know, it doesn't really. Um, it concludes all the stories for everybody that it's in there. Adds a couple other people in the second half. Fixes some things. Gives you like some interesting kind of plot twists for the all the stories. It's good. 52 overall was a good read. It's a little bit refreshing to go through and have a situation where nobody is like able to rely on the people that the DC universe relies on. So there's no Superman coming to save everybody. It doesn't happen. Batman doesn't show up with a plan. Wonder Woman doesn't show up and smash people. It just doesn't happen. So you've got like, you got to rely on all these other people, and you have like the JSAs in here who don't exist anymore. But you've got like the old heroes, and they're fighting against like the kind of new heroes that are Infinity Incorporated, who suck. Like, okay, I read the Infinity Incorporated story that's like it spins off from 52 already, and it sucks. The characters are awful. None of them are likable, and you'll go through it and you'll be like, well, this was a giant waste of time. And now, having read the story that's like the the origin for those people, the Infinity Inc. Like, seriously, they shouldn't even have made it because like everybody in this in Infinity Inc. is awful. They're horrible, unlikable people, and then they had their own comic, and they were awful and horrible and unlikable. It was just like, who was gonna buy that? And I totally understand now why it was canceled. So 52 at least gave me that, and like they're not main characters in this. They're just kind of minor side things that are happening, right? They end up doing more harm than good for any point, and you never get to like them. So um I'm sorry I'm on about that. It's like the part that like it's because I read Infinity Inc. before I read this, so I was like, kind of interesting. There's some interesting taste. You've got Ralph Dibny here is like trying to figure out some kind of mystery, as he always does. He's got Dr. Fate's helmet with him. There's a twist with that. You've got Green Lantern Mogo showing up. It's great. You've got like a good list. Like there's a huge story in here with Black Adam, like Breaking Bad. I guess like he's going nuts. Like kills an entire nation of people. So like there's like 3 million people murdered by Black Adam in this story. Like by his hands. He is not playing around. And there's like a spin-off of this, I guess, afterward. That's Black Adam World War III that shows the story of what he's doing when he murders all those people. And there's another side story also that's like the Four Horsemen, where like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman come back and they fight the Four Horsemen that Black Adam is trying to kill in this. So, it's a good story. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's the introduction to the new Question. There's a book also about the new Question, who is a woman reading. Oh, it's Renee Montoya, who was on Gotham PD or whatever. But there's another book afterwards where she is trying to figure out something also related to this. So like I've actually read a bunch of stuff after this that I'd never read of this. So now I'm getting like the origin for all that stuff that happened in the book. Like it makes the book I read with the Question like much more much more understandable now. Like it's still a good story by itself, but like reading this, like now I understand what it's all about. So 52, again, I'll recommend it. It's good. The whole thing, there's a single book, like 52 Omnibus, you can buy. Had I known that existed, I probably would have bought that instead. But like, these were really cheap. Like I paid like $5 a book or something, so I'm not really gonna complain. So next book, this is Rain in Hell. Rain in Hell has beautiful artwork, actually. Like the whole thing is great. It looks great. Every page is like well drawn, looks awesome. Lots of cool stuff going on. It's very nice. But here, you got this is like a mini series about a war in hell, and it kind of starts out slow. It's not exactly exciting at first because like it's setting up a big war. So like you have like the thing where it's like generals picking sides, and like and there's like it's like a war story. So like there's generals giving orders to troops and stuff. Like it's not exciting. And then like there's a bunch of people like falling into place, so they're all in hell trying to stop the war because it will affect either magic on Earth or like have bad effects on people. So you've got like Dr. Occult is in here, and Zatanna, and Shadow Pact, who don't exist anymore also. You've got Dr. Fate and Zariel, who is like the angel character. And you've got like some cool, like Etrigan is in here, and you've got some cool reveals where there's like this awesome, like, there's a part where they're fighting the war and they're trying to, there's like prisons in hell where they're keeping ultra dangerous things. And like there's one ultra dangerous one where like Blue Devil and Etrigan are fighting, and like they fall into it and break the seal of the most dangerous thing. It was like a thing they're like building up in the thing as this threat, and in the hell that it took all the powers of hell to submit this one threat to this prison where he's just kept in there by his own power. So like to break the seal like means bad trouble for all of hell if this thing gets out, and they break it by accident or on purpose. I think Etrigan breaks it on purpose. Like they go in there, and it's the coolest reveal. I don't want to give it away in case you tend on reading it, but like if you look at the Keith Giffen is in here, you can maybe guess who the ultra threat to hell is. It's pretty awesome though. The reveal is really great, and like at that point in the story, like it's where it starts to really pick up, where you really get kind of invested in it. Because like the first like third of this book, like I was not really feeling it. I was kind of like, this is kind of slow. It's not really exciting. I'm not really interested in it. And then like about halfway through, it starts to pick up, and it's like, oh yeah, this is good. And you get that reveal, and you get like the kind of actual war going on where there's like a bunch of, like regular magic characters in there doing their stuff, and it's cool. So in the end, it was a good read, and I was like expecting after reading half of it not to like really enjoy it, but it really picked up. So good stuff. Next we got Ragman. Ragman, it was all right. Like it looks, actually the art is really good. So like there's lots of cool stuff like that's a cover, but like, like the art is really nice. And I'm not sure who is the artist actually. Should get Inaki Miranda. Good art. It's like lots of cool scenes where there's like, like lots of detail, lots of inking going on. That's like really, detailed, good colors in this. It's a really good art and everything. The story is not actually that great though. So like this is basically like an origin story for Ragman, and it's like not the like the original Ragman is kind of older, an older character, but this is not that. It's kind of like he's like a military dude who is in like the Middle East, and they rob a grave or something, not like a tomb they find they're gonna rob, and like they find the Ragman suit, and it kills like a bunch of people get killed, and like the suit possesses the one guy who survives. So like, and then it's just kind of like this story of him like in Gotham City, like trying to learn how to use the suit and fighting some demons. Etrigan shows up again. Etrigan is in this. I think I showed a picture of him already, but like, like Etrigan has his own plan that's totally unrelated. That's to get Etrigan power, and he's just using Ragman. Ragman shows up, and Justin, the Shining Knight, is also in this, who is like a Grant Morrison thing. I wonder if there's a good picture of I don't know, but Justin was part of the Seven Soldiers of Victory story that I really liked. So him showing up was kind of cool, but like, I don't know. Overall, like, I don't think it captures the like kind of if you've ever read anything about Ragman, like he was in Shadow Pact also, and he's also in this Rain and Hell book. Ragman is also in here, but I don't know. I didn't think this was like a really good story. It was not bad in any way, but it was like just kind of okay. Why should I care about Ragman after this though? Like, I think the premise here is that like you're supposed to care about the military guys who are robbing a tomb. Like you're not gonna like those people. They're kind of assholes, right? And they have families and stuff. They try to like get you to care about them, but like it's hard to care about them because like, you know, they're essentially just like shitty war profiteers. Like who cares? So like, you know, like yeah, this guy is like sort of redeeming himself through this evil suit or whatever, but like, who cares? Just that's how the story ends. Like, you know, like he kind of gets some redemption, but like you never like him. You never really care about the character. So, you know, it's in that aspect, it's kind of a failure. I understand. I think this was only a 6-issue miniseries, or maybe it was like they got canceled after 6 issues, which is possible. But I think it's just a miniseries. But it came out in 2016, I think. Wasn't that good. Last one here is Constantine. This is New 52 Constantine, which everybody hates. This book wasn't horrible though. It's like the first 6 issues of Constantine for the New 52. The first 3 issues are a single story. Mr. E shows up, so if anybody remembers Mr. E, he had his own miniseries back in the early 90s. Maybe late 80s, Mr. E. I don't know. I think it's 91 or so for Mr. E. I'm just guessing, though. Anyway, Mr. E shows up. Sargon, the sorcerer, also. The Spectre shows up, and there's like a cool story where Constantine steals the power of Shazam for like 2 minutes before it rejects him entirely. So like I want to show the picture. Here's like Constantine Black Adam tearing a demon in half. Like, kind of cool. Not okay. Like, I understand why people don't like this though. Like, I don't think this is I don't think the stories in here are bad. I just think like if you're a huge fan of the old Hellblazer comic, which got canceled and then they just restarted as this, like, it's kind of a departure, right? So in Hellblazer, John Constantine ages in real time. He's not like really a superhero crossover kind of character. But in this, there's like Shazam shows up, the Spectre shows up. There's like Zatanna is all over this. But there are characters from Hellblazer that are in here, right? Like Papa Midnight shows up a couple times, and like Mr. E and stuff, and Sargon the Sorcerer and whatever. And those are like normal DC Magic characters, but like you'd expect them to be in Constantine, but like, you know, it's a different kind of tone. I think it's a different, and this is actually written by the same dude who wrote Ragman, Ray Fox, and I guess Jeff Lemire is also in here. So maybe Ray Fox is doing like the second half. I don't know. Let's look at it. See who's written it. Oh, okay. Jeff Lemire and Ray Fox are doing it together, but whatever. It's not bad. Like, I would read the rest of these New 52 Constantines. I mean, I'd continue reading it if it were coming out now. I mean, there's 4 volumes of this. Who knows when I'm going to find them? They're all out of print. Nobody wants them, and they're hard to find. But if I find them, I'll buy them. But like, I'm not put off by this, but I understand why people wouldn't like it. There's another series after this. Like, this lasted like 20 something issues, and then DC like canceled a bunch of stuff and made DCU, which like YOU, and they made a new Constantine the Hellblazer book, and I've got one of those too, so I'm going to read that. Came after this. There's only 2 of those before that also got canceled and turned into whatever is happening now, Hellblazer, the Rebirth series. So yeah, that was all I read. Actually been reading some other stuff too, but like I'm not finished with it, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. But like, I don't know. You'll see that next week, I guess. So yeah, I will catch you guys next time.